Why, if you cook well, why, if you spend time making a very good recipe and you spend time cooking recipes, why you don't spend time and you are not focused in chilling food in the same way? Those beautiful chefs, they do cake and they need to chill the cake. If she is a blast chiller, probably I can have one cake perfect with a nice texture, with a nice moisture, with a nice color as well. If I'm unlucky because she's not able to use the blast chiller, the same cake probably have totally different flavor, totally different texture, totally different color. You agree? That's the reason why we need to use the blast chiller. Because it's very important when we cook food to stop immediately the evaporation, to stop immediately the contamination, and to preserve the color, so to stop the oxidation as well. This is the reason why we need to use the blast chiller. But normally, in the kitchen, the chefs, they take the blast chiller, they're taking care about the oven, they're taking care about the recipes, but they never taking care about the blast chiller or about the refrigerator. If I want to do, for example, carpaccio, raw meat, and if I want to have a very good slice of meat, I need to freeze a little bit the surface. I need to reach -7. And then I put in a slicer machine and my meat will be really perfect. So it's very important to be focused in the temperature when we are talking about the oven, but also when we are talking about the blast chiller. When we say blast chiller, in this case, it's not really true. This is not a blast chiller. This is the evolution of the blast chiller. Because in this machine, we are able to manage the heat temperature starting from -40 to +85. So what you can do using this range of temperature? You can chill, you can freeze, you can thaw, you can do low temperature cooking, you can do pasteurization, and that's actually what I do. Normally I do cooking. This is cook and chill in a vacuum, but we can also do cook and chill without vacuum technologies. This is up to you. We can use the core probe, or we can also use the timing. Only one way, using this technology, and you use the vacuum technology, the meat, like this one, the shelf life of these products will be no less than 20 days in a fridge. We see low temperature cooking. It means I just put in the multi-fresh 1 day in advance, and I leave it in a multi-fresh, cook and chill. In this case, I did one with vacuum and the other one without vacuum technologies. It's up to you, you can choose. Also, why I choose to do roast beef? Because if you do roast beef in advance, you can save the roast beef only for 6 days. But because I'm running the cycle also with the Sanigen, this roast beef, the shelf life will be 20 days. And this is the color. This is not dry. If you do the same in the oven, there will be more dry. So I want to show you what I do normally when I do the pork ribs. We do low temperature cooking, 17 hours, 68 degrees inside the cabinet. So really slow. What do you have to do now? You just put it on the barbecue, or you put it in the oven just for 5-8 minutes, just to make it crispy outside. And this is my pork ribs. This is really soft. What really makes me hungry sometimes when I go out for dinner, I order often vegetables because I love vegetables. If you cook the vegetables and then you chill in a bad way, the vegetables become gray. The spinach is not green, but gray. Capsicum is the same. So this is actually what I do. This is my vegetable. It means the original color. And now we do also some asparagus, because I want to show you when I chill the veggie, it's really perfect. Hot, straight into the blast chiller. Never stop food on the table, because if I leave food on the table, this is very hot now, and if I leave on the table, I start to lose the humidity because through the evaporation, okay? And then I change the texture. Then we have oxidation. Then, of course, I'm just talking bacterial. Asparagus. Do you remember I just left outside some asparagus? This is cook and chill in a blast chiller, and this was outside. Only in half an hour. So you can imagine when you work in the restaurant, time go fast, and you leave it outside, the vegetables, starting from 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Which one you want? No.
The green one.
This one is green. If you go in Italy, in IRINOX, I have a very good kitchen, very big kitchen. And in that place, we always have some customer. They come to visit us in the kitchen. But if you go, anytime you go there, I always have a fridge full of food. Because when I do focaccia, I never do 1 kilo focaccia. I do 10 kilo, 15 kilos. Because you have to know, if you put 1 kilo flour in this machine doesn't work good. If you want to have a good result, you have to make it full. And the same with the oven. If you want to have a good result, you have to make it full. Also because when you switch on the oven, you lose money because you pay for the electricity. So why you don't work in a good way? Just put it full oven, and then you chill in the same way, full cabinet. Because when it's full, you can have the air, it passes here, and you can have a very good distributor of the air. So you can chill it in a very good way. So anytime I do cake, for example, if you think about the pastries, what they do, they cannot do the cake every single day. When I go in a pastry and I ask, this is fresh, I do cake every single day. And maybe they have 10 different references of cake. So if you want to have a very good display, you need to organize in advance your job. All the most important pastries, including in Melbourne, they are using IRINOX because they are sure they can keep the products safe and they can have always good results. Okay, now, because we are talking about the pastry, which is the most important exhibition for the pastry? One is in Lyon, in France, Syrah, okay? And then the other one is in Italy, and it's CIGEP. They are both very important because they do the pre-selection and the selection for the world champion pastry chef and the world champion chocolate chefs. In both ways, they are using IRINOX, and IRINOX is the sponsor leader for the pastry around the world for the competition in pastries. Yesterday, I put inside the focaccia dough inside the machine. I was working here with some guys, and everybody was watching me because they were thinking like, this guy is crazy. How can you proof the focaccia now for tomorrow? Normally it takes only 2 hours, 3 hours for proofing. But if you want to go slow, you can take only 10 degrees, 8 degrees, and you can proof making a longer time. So what I did actually, I proofed my focaccia dough for 14 hours. So yesterday I've been here from 1 to 5. At 5 o'clock I put inside the focaccia, put it on the trays, and I set the program, and I say tomorrow at 1 o'clock I want to have my focaccia ready, but I want to really proof slowly. Okay, and that's what I did, and you can see the focaccia in the oven. If we are lucky, maybe later we can enjoy it. But we can also do, for example, longer proofing. If I'm tomorrow, I have my restaurant closed, and I want to go back tomorrow to the restaurant just to do the focaccia dough, you can extend the timing. Tomorrow you can enjoy your day off at home, and after tomorrow you're going to have your dough already proof. Okay, just set the timing and the parameters. But it's also true that you can do another one very nice application. Any cycle you choose, you have proof and chill and proof and freeze. It means that the same dough I can proof and freeze. And when I need, I just take it out from the freezer and I put in the oven still frozen. When you do croissant, you can choose if you want to roll the croissant or if you want to roll and proof the croissant. If I don't have space, for example, I just roll the croissant and I freeze, and then I proof in the second time. But if I have space, I just roll the croissant, I proof, and then I freeze. And they go straight in the oven from frozen. This is the focaccia, and this was completely frozen. Pre-cooked focaccia, you can proof, you can bake 80%, and then you can freeze. And when you need, you take it out, still frozen, you put inside the oven. At the end, you will have this result. And remember, when you go out for dinner, you can enjoy food starting from the appetizer to the main dishes, but if you eat a very bad dessert, you never go back, because it's the last things that you can memorize in your mind, is the dessert. What I'm doing a very simple dessert. The panna cotta is a really international dessert, because I want to show you how we can chill fast panna cotta. Panna cotta looks like a very simple dessert. Actually, it is a very simple dessert. But there is only one problem with the panna cotta. If you don't chill fast, then you can split the fat from the protein. And you can see two different colors. So through this system, to the facilities from the multi-fresh, and because it's very fast in chilling, we can chill the panna cotta and you will see the color will be perfect. Okay, now I'm just making some panna cotta and we chill the panna cotta. Panna cotta. Okay, it's cold, but it's not sticky. It's really soft. And same color. Okay, no split colors. I do another one application, and then we can enjoy panna cotta. I did now, and we can enjoy tiramisu that I did. I freeze and I defrost. What does it mean fresh? Fresh doesn't mean cold. Fresh, it means no problems in terms of bacterial. Fresh means I need to preserve all the properties for the food. If I'm talking about the meat, fish, veggie, dessert, ice cream, any kind of food. Okay, in pastries, for example, it's very important to have some stocks. For example, if you do fruit poché, you can personalize your recipe. This is strawberries and lime.
We just cheated because we want you.
Okay, this is plain panna cotta, strawberries and lime. Okay, frozen tiramisu, homemade, freeze, store, and the frosting. The frosting in the fridge, but I also can defrost inside the multi-fresh. And now you can enjoy, voila! We can enjoy panna cotta soon, we can enjoy also tiramisu soon. But I want to serve panna cotta also with some banana. But it's really strange banana because this is a frozen banana. And I want to freeze banana because I want you to taste the frozen banana. And I want to show you that you will be able to bite banana without breaking your teeth. And you can feel the flavor. I can go easily from gastronomy to pastry, bakery, and ice cream. In each sector, I can find a dedicated and specific cycle. And if I go in pastry, in low temperature cooking, I can have possibilities to do meringue, to do fruit poché, crème caramel, crème brûlée, and many other applications. There's another one thing for me that is very important when I stay in the kitchen. Normally there is only one chef, and then we have commis. I know what I really love to do in the kitchen, but sometimes it's very hard to transfer to the recipes and the knowledge. So sometimes you can ask somebody to do some jobs, but they do in a bad way. So what you can do with this machine, if you want to have always the same result, you can record in and you can memorize the recipes. For example, now I'm doing the panna cotta, but if I want to be sure that everybody can do the same exercise, I just put the panna cotta over here in my favorite cycles, recipe for the panna cotta. This is very good in chilling, but it's really very good in cooking, because if I do low temperature cooking, and if I want to do, for example, some roast beef, or if I want to do some other application, I have to be sure I do roast beef 55 degrees core temperature, and I want to be sure that every day I can have the same result. This is a very big problem in the kitchen, because pastry chefs are very good. They always do the same because they are very focused on recipe. They always check ingredients and they use always the same method. But chefs, normally what they do, they just put in the oven all the beef, they just check and they say, oh, it's done. And one day you can have the temperature inside the meat, another one day you can have a different temperature. I love to have always the same result. And my customer, they love to have always the same result. Because if I love to do roast beef 55 degrees, and my customers love my roast beef, they should taste the same roast beef every single day. Okay, Sanigen, it's patented by IRINOX, because IRINOX is not just a company who taking care about the blast chiller. IRINOX is a company that we call, actually we love to say that IRINOX is the only company, actually, pioneers, specialist, innovator. Pioneer because IRINOX is the first company they start to use the blast chiller. Specialist because we do only blast chiller. Innovator because IRINOX is the only company in the world able to use this system with cook and chill. And when I say cook and chill, I say that in the machine you can cook and chill automatically. If you use the Sanigen, you can also do something different. For example, in South America, for the social, in the canteens, they used to put inside the vegetable, the salad, because the salad is very dirty, it contains bacteria. So they put inside salad inside the machine during the night, and through the Sanigen they kill the bacteria. For example, I love to put inside the machine, when I finish to work, hold the knife, because I can clean the knife, but I can also sterilize the knife. I never use chemical product, never, inside, because I have the Sanigen, so I kill the bacteria. But if I want to clean inside the machine, I can sanify the machine. This is the Sanigen, and you can increase or you can reduce the Sanigen effect. You can also stop the Sanigen effect. I can mix together panna cotta, vegetable, meat, and sometimes also fish. And I never have contamination in terms of flavor. For example, one trace of onion, one trace of panna cotta, another one of fish, and then you put on one cake. You never have contamination in terms of flavor. Why? Because we run in the cycle very fast and we close immediately the pores of the food. And when you close the pores, you never can have penetration of flavor. If you're using the machine for freezing, and you use 80% of the total time for freezing, you never see ice in the machine. You never can see ice here because we are talking about IRINOX. But probably you will have ice stick on the evaporator. It's very important to do the frosting cycle, because if you have the ice, you never have a good performance. So it's very important sometimes to do the frosting. It's here, this one. Just press the frosting, start, you open the door, and automatically you will have the frosting. If you have some water, some ice on the evaporator, then at the back there is a special container, you take it out and you throw away the water. How to preserve, clean the condenser? You just remove this part of the machine, only one hand, and you take the filter. This is the filter. This is really clean, thank you. With the magnet, you can wash by hand or you can put in a washing machine. Then, voila, 1 and 2. If I use the trays 60 per 40, I can arrange the machine inside in this way, become more large, and I can fit 60 per 40 trays. Another one, thanks. This is the name is Multifresh 70.1. Then we have Multifresh 25. Then we have Multifresh 45. What does it mean? 45, 70. But 70, it means that I can put inside 70 kilo of food. So this is the situation. When you start to use the blast chiller in a good way, and when I say blast chiller, I only say IRINOX, because if you use another one machine, immediately you can recognize the difference. Immediately you can recognize that you cannot running faster, or you cannot have the same result. This is my commit, because Multifresh taking care about many applications that I do during the day. That's the reason why I love to say this is my commit, because without the Multifresh I cannot do what I do today. And I already explained that you can proof and chill or proof and freeze, that you can organize the step as you like, as you want. You can modify the temperature inside the face, and also you can modify the fan speed. Then of course I showed you some application low temperature cooking, and I showed you some pork. You enjoy some roast beef, the panna cotta, fruit poché, strawberry slime, and then I did some tiramisu that it was freeze and defrost. But if you do the same exercise without the technologies, you never have the same result. If you freeze, for example, tiramisu in a normal freezer, what's happened? You will have a macro crystal of ice. And when you defrost food, melted totally and will be full of water. Imagine also when you freeze the meat, a slice of meat, normally you freeze in a bad way at home, and when you defrost, you put the beef in the dishes, you will have the dish full of water. But that's not water. Water plus blood, plus protein, plus mineral salt, value for food. You are the new generation. You are the future, not me. I'm old. I needed to go on holiday now. So please be focused not only in the recipe, be focused in all. Be curious, because it's very important. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you soon. Probably you will see me maybe next year, maybe soon, or maybe during some exhibition, because as I said, I do more or less more than 40-45 exhibitions per year. So it's very easy to see me around. And thank you for Gabrielle, no, but thank you the other guys, all the people from SKOPE, because they gave me a very good chance to come here, and I love these countries and I love to stay here. So guys, thank you.